Happy Thursday, everyone. We're back. Rob with Echo Fine Properties. We're highlighting another local business in our community, actually a very fantastic business and an award-winning business. Krista Home in Palm Beach Gardens, interior design firm. She's amazing. The work she does is phenomenal. You're going to see some pictures that you're just going to blow your mind. Right now, I'm going to send it out, though, to Suzanne Slate, Echo Fine Properties real estate agent. Say hi, Suzanne.
Hi, everybody.
And on the bottom of the screen there's Krista. Say hey, Krista.
Hey, everyone.
So she's with us. We did a story with Krista. I think it was last year. We came to your office and we previewed your company and just the amazing work that you do. Featured in magazines. You were on HGTV, I believe. Is that what you were on? You did some work on there.
I did. I started my career in HGTV, and I've been doing the Vanilla Ice project down here in Florida. I was on the Food Network for a little while doing restaurant design. So yeah.
So she is a seasoned veteran. She knows what she's doing, and she worked with Vanilla Ice. What else is there to say? He's awesome. He's cool.
Collaborate and listen, people.
There it is. Stop, collaborate, and listen. So I'm going to let Suzanne take it away. She's got some questions for you today, Krista, and I'll be back on, but I'm going to start sharing this to some Facebook groups. So Suzanne, take it away.
Awesome.
Hi, Krista, I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I am envious of people with your talent because I think we're all frustrated designers. And I think HGTV is on every TV, whether you go get your nails done, your hair done, your living room. So to have someone like yourself that can just do that is amazing. So, today's market with the COVID environment, everything, how are you doing business?
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, Suzanne. It's great to meet you, and I'm excited to be on the show with you. And doing business during these times is interesting. I'm doing these virtual design labs, which normally I do a design lab in, my actual lab, which is at my office in my conference room. And I'm basically doing it in the same way, just doing it virtually. And we have like a 5-step process that we utilize. It's actually been really successful, and it's been working out for my clients, and they're kind of loving the new way, because I feel like if you're going to implement new strategies, it's important to be confident about it, and that sort of energy is something that is infectious. So if you feel good about it and confident about it, then your clients are going to feel good and confident about it as well.
Well, I feel that someone with your capacity was born and it's a gift. So is this something you've always done, or did you do something before you got as famous as you are?
Oh, well, thank you. It's definitely, I do feel like sometimes it's a bit of a blessing and a curse, but because it's a passion, and when you have real passion, the sort of thought process never stops. For me, I'm up at night kind of thinking about my work and thinking about what I want to do next, which is exciting, but it's definitely, it keeps me up. And I did start design at a young age. I honestly knew very, very early on that I wanted to do something creative, something artistic, and it was home related for sure. I was probably about 7 years old when I used to go stay at my aunt's house in the Connecticut countryside, and she had the first professionally designed home that I'd ever seen. And I used to stay at her house for like 3 or 4 weeks. It was like my little summer camp every summer. And I just relished in her matching drapery, her drapery matching her upholstered sofa and everything coordinating. And I found great comfort and just joy in that environment. And that sort of was really the impetus for wanting to do this type of work for people.
Is that your home behind you that we see? Or is that a photo?
It's a virtual background. And this is a home I designed in Valencia, right here in Palm Beach Gardens. And it was actually featured in Luxe magazine. And it was my first 15-page feature, which was kind of exciting. It was a highly stylized photo shoot that we did. We did a lot of sort of lifestyle type pictures where we were kind of close up and personal with how these people live in their homes. So it was very detail oriented kind of photo shoot. And I think it was a story. It really told a story about the homeowners. And that's what I think is most important. That's why people are feeling a little weird nowadays, because we're stuck in our homes and we're sort of, everybody's looking around and thinking, you know, this house isn't really my story. You know, I want to change things. I don't love the way my kitchen functions for me. I don't like that wallpaper. And, you know, the wall color in my master bedroom, it doesn't inspire me, you know? So I think we're seeing a lot of calls coming in, both not only people just calling physically or filling out our form online, but commenting on Instagram and Facebook, and just like, what can I do? How can I change my environment that I'm stuck in right now and make it sort of tell my story?
Right. Do you believe in Feng Shui? I do. I feel like the colors, if a room was in an orange, I wouldn't feel comfortable in it because the orange just doesn't make me feel good.
It's so funny to say that, because I did have a client who loved orange and it was quite a challenge for me. But yes, we all have our own sort of personal loves and dislikes and things that we relate to energetically or don't. I think Feng Shui is a really important element to how we feel in our homes. How do we create homes that make us feel good, that when we walk in, we sort of want this environment to have a sensibility that we can say, we can relax, or if you want an energizing home, that's something you need to think about too. I sort of coined a phrase called the New Palm Beach. And that's sort of a sense of, no matter where you are, if you live in the cold environment of Chicago or you live, you know, in New York City, you can have this sort of modern coastal vibe. So when you walk in, your house feels almost like you're in an upscale hotel, but it's comfortable and beautiful. It's luxurious, but it's livable. And that's kind of what I try to bring to every project that I do.
Yeah. Do you use like an inspirational piece? I mean, tell me about your vision. What inspires you? You know, if I walked in as one of your clients, how would you handle what I need? Or you probably would know anyway, but.
That's a really great question. I think at this point in my career, I'm a pretty quick study, but I went to Parsons School of Design, and something that they teach really early on in the training is to learn how to sort of get inside the head of your client and to be able to almost regurgitate who they are and sort of be their style guide and sort of their Sherpa, you know, to the top of the mountain, as opposed to inserting my own style in people's homes. So that's something that is intrinsic in what I do. And it was something I learned early in my training.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for any of us that are frustrated designers?
Oh my gosh. Well, tips are, since you guys are actually in real estate and people are, you know, seeing all these wonderful virtual tours that you're doing, I love it. And I think people are really responding similarly in the way that I do my virtual design lab now, in that you can sort of be in the comfort of your home and see these properties. But I think what as a home seller, it's important to, number one, I think, have curb appeal. So simplistic choices for how do we create curb appeal quickly and easily. Paint your door a beautiful color, your front door. You know, it doesn't matter if it's out of date, the door itself. Paint it something fresh, like a bright blue or, you know, a bright pink, something like that that's going to catch the eye. And new potted plants, you know, new planters. You can buy anything on Amazon right now. You can even get plants on Amazon right now. So if you're afraid to go out and go shopping, purchase some items on you know, Amazon that will sort of help give you that pop, that special fresh feeling for a potential buyer, that right off the bat, when they see the front of your house, they want to walk in.
Is there a certain trend that you're finding right now? I mean, at one point it was contemporary. I'm hearing mid-modern century now. Is there a vibe that's going on, or are you still just do personally what people are?
Well, I think we're seeing a call for color. We're kind of moving away from the really, really neutral tone on tone sensibility. People are craving a little more pop, a little more joy, and color. Actually, studies show, there's a whole book called Joyful that I'm reading right now about how you bringing color into your life brings more joy into your life. So I think that we're seeing a shift from that really, really neutral palette to a more colorful sensibility.
Well, like the grayish, when I walk into a home and I see grayish, I'm like, oh, the room behind you is very neutral color, but I love, like, my eye is drawn right to that painting and to the pop of that lamp right there and the pillow. I mean, it's neutral, but it's got, like you said, the pop of color. I love that.
I call them happy snaps because they really do bring a little bit of joy, into your life. Happy snaps of color. But yes, I love a great neutral base because that keeps it classic. But, doing color and pops of color, colorful rugs, colorful drapery, that's also great for selling your home. Because if you really want to create an environment that people want to buy, putting in some colorful drapery in your great room, buying some, colorful throw pillows, create that environment that's really inviting for people as soon as they walk in.
I'll tell you one thing, Suzanne. Millie has done a little job at our house, and I remember when she first started it, she started painting a gray, a little that light gray, not dark gray, light gray, and then she has this beautiful like blue, like this teal turquoise blue that pops everything. And at first I'm like, that won't go good, and it's beautiful. And then she's talking about grays, and she's talking about this. I'm like, Millie, we did our back patio recently. You're talking about buying things, plants and things like that, just to spruce it up. We got a new patio set. We never really used our back patio. It sounds weird. We never really use it, but now we put a TV out there. There's an area where we can just relax. So like you're saying, you're stuck at home right now and you're looking at things and saying, I hate my kitchen, or I don't like the color of that. So you're getting ideas.
Well, there's nothing better than an interior designer. So I would have an interior designer over anything, because I could think my room is perfect and have you come in and you probably just could move things around and it would look totally different. And then, add it's just the style that you all do. And I just think you're wonderful to be able to do that.
Oh, thank you, Suzanne. We need to go out for cocktails.
Oh, I'm good. I'm game.
And you know what? I'll give you tips all night long if you buy me glasses of rosé.
Oh,
bribery right there. Now, can you design man caves?
Oh, yes.
All right.
I mean, I have designed man caves with Rob, with Vanilla Ice on his show. Man caves that will blow your mind. So yeah, and honestly, it's gotten so popular. I'm doing lady sheds now. I did a vape room in someone's house. We have like libraries that have, and then of course, anything that is technologically, smart homes are becoming so popular. I'm turning dining rooms into lounges. So it's really, the options are endless, and people are just asking for really interesting, fun things.
Do you like wake up in the middle of the night sometimes with an idea and you're like, oh my God, and you just have to jot it down? I know there's sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night and there's ideas that I have and I'm like, I can't forget this. Like, just your mind I'm sure your mind's always going and thinking of new, different ways to do things.
It is. And it's so funny you say that because it happened last night. I could not fall asleep. I keep a sketch pad right next to my bed. So I have to just get it out of my brain so I can actually relax and go to sleep. So I write it down, or I draw a picture of something, or, whatever it is, just so that I can actually it's great to have a passion like that. But, I do tend to not get as much sleep as I'd like to.
And Krista, do you have a something that's just yours, that if I walked into a room, I know it's Krista's room? that she's designed? Do you have something that you do that's special in each home, maybe that we know it's, well, I could probably tell by that, but.
Well, it's hard for a designer to completely sort of hold. I think there's a throughway, right, in everything I do, and it's more like a sensibility as opposed to like one item or one piece of furniture.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was really trained to incorporate whatever style my client has into their home and just be their style guide. So I've done everything from ultra modern homes to Hollywood glam to really coastal, very traditional. I really honestly have done it all, and I love the challenge of that. But I think you will see that I do love the color white. I do love classic elements, even in a really modern house. I do love edgy artwork, things like that. You might see some repetitive things that kind of excite me that I like to put in every home.
And Krista, you have, I guess, one of your fans on here. It says, Krista, you rock. Robin Black Walder says, Krista, you rock.
Oh, Robin! I love you, girl. She just renovated her house, and it looks beautiful. Awesome job. Awesome job. Thank you, Robin.
So, Krista, not only are you getting your expertise, but you have a whole staff behind you, right?
I do.
So tell me a little bit about that also, because some people may think, well, how does this lady do it all? You have an amazing staff that helps you through this whole process, picking out fabrics and all that type of stuff. So tell me about that.
Absolutely. A team around you is more important than anything else. And my husband and I actually started this company. So he's a lawyer and he manages, part of the business as well. But having people that we can't do this alone. We can't build a small business alone. And a shout out to all the small businesses out there, because honestly, we need each other right now. I'm about to open a storefront and right next to Culinary Cafe in the Donald Ross Plaza. And without my staff and without my crew, my tribe, my work family, it would be impossible. I could never do this alone. And honestly, it's important to build a team as a small business because you can't be good at everything. I accept the fact that I'm not good at certain things, and I want to hire people who are rock stars in doing those things I can't do best. So, and that's really, I think, how you create success. And you guys have done that over at Echo as well. I mean, you've built such an amazing company. It's like we have to be there to support each other and take care of each other and, keep it all moving forward and moving upward.
And one other thing, people, there's choices in life. You have different choices in real estate companies and different choices in restaurants you want to eat at and different choices in interior designers like yourself. Why would someone want to choose you? We know why. We see the product. The product says it all. But in your honest words, why would you tell someone, I'm the girl for the job? I'm the woman, not the girl. I'm the woman for the job.
Well, it's honestly a two-way process, right? It's like dating. I mean, we have to be right for each other because the reality is, I'm not going to be perfect for everyone, and not every client is going to be perfect for me. It's something that when you meet and you talk, you figure it out together, and it's right or it's not right. It took me a while to come and understand that and realize that. Can I do any design? Can I tackle any project? If that's all you're looking for, then yes, I am the woman for you. But if you want to have a really wonderful relationship, because I'm with these people for a year, sometimes 2 years, when we're building brand new homes, when we're doing large scale renovations, we're in a relationship for a long time, like you guys are. Sometimes when people are looking for a house, it takes a little longer than you realize. And so you get to know each other. And it's a stressful process, buying a home, renovating a home, building a home, furnishing a home. It's a transitional time for people. So it really has to be a relationship that is going to work. And you can really tell that usually in the beginning stages. We're interviewing each other when people come in and call me to hire me potentially.
Suzanne, now you know who to send your clients to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And is there a job that's too small, or, if somebody just needed advice or just to change a room around, how does that work?
Well, you know what? These days, no job is too small. So if somebody needs a couch, I'm about to launch a line of custom furniture. Mostly we're starting out with upholstery. So if you just need a couch or a couple of chairs or a side table, come to me because we are buy local. Don't go to Restoration Hardware. Come to, your local storefront, purchase from me so I can pay, my rent, pay my employees. That's how we need to help each other.
Yes.
So yes, no job is too small in this environment, especially.
And she just said it right there, Suzanne. That's the whole
it.
key on why we're even doing this program that we've been doing now for the past 3 or 4 weeks. It's about local businesses like Kristas. It's about supporting local. It's a tough time for people, but if we don't stick together, we're doomed to fail. We need to support each other. We need to support the local restaurants. We need to support the local businesses like Kristas, the local plumber. I don't care who it is. Support local. And that's very well said. And I don't know if Millie, did you hear that? Krista's opening up a storefront in your plaza. So
I can't wait to go. When do you feel that you'll be opening?
We're hoping middle of June.
Yeah.
So, and we had to stop down construction because of, the environment. So we're a little later than we had hoped. We were supposed to be in there April, but we're about to amp back up again. And our builder is going to be back in doing the build out. So we'll be opening hopefully mid-June.
That's really exciting. That's super exciting. So
if people are interested, you can get in touch with Krista. It's Krista, Krista, at KristaHome.com. And there's also number 561-530-3983. So Krista's always available. Her work speaks for itself. Before we get off here, I just want to pull up a few images though, because I forgot to do this earlier.
So I just want to make sure that I'm invited to the open house when you have
it.
The grand opening. Send us, we'll all come.
I would love that. We're going to have events, and thank you for showing some of my work.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I got to get it up here, but I want to show, and you could talk about it, Krista, because I'm not going to try to pretend like I'm an interior designer here, because I'm not. But tell me about what this is.
I mean, this is a super coastal home, actually, that we designed on the water. And, these people wanted that very beautiful, serene sort of sensibility of what our coastal lifestyle is. Outside of this dining room is a huge picture window that almost is, the artwork of Florida, right? Our beautiful environment. This is hard to see, but this you can tell is a more traditional sort of Hollywood glam style home. We have black and white marble floors. We have all that millwork on the columns, the really heavy 10-foot black front doors right there, marble stairs, lots of layering in that house.
Looks like Kyle Richards' house from Housewives of
Oh yes. I know Kyle.
Yeah.
So, and this is the same home, just really beautiful, kind of those beautiful birds that are these 3-dimensional metal birds that I hung, in like a flying pattern. Jeff!
Oh my gosh, Jeff is here.
I'm crashing the party. What's going on, Krista?
What's up, my friends?
Oh my God, Xfinity, they're all over the place. So I thought it was
back.
Yeah, I'm here. So what are you guys doing?
I think we were almost done.
We're wrapping up.
Oh no, Jeff just got on. You're not over now.
How are you guys doing? How's Eric and everybody?
Everybody's awesome. The kids are awesome. A lot of playing outside, a lot of playing together, a lot of connection time. I'm at the office every day by myself, which is sometimes a little hard.
Yeah, I saw your sign yesterday passing by on Donald Ross. How does your hair look so good?
Well, I need to be camera ready for you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
I did my hair. Plus I'm doing Zoom calls every day. I feel like I need to look presentable, but I do have my pajamas on the bottom. So
that's called dressing up. We don't have to have anywhere but up.
Exactly.
That's pretty good. One quick question. What is your biggest takeaway that you're going to take from this whole thing into business that you'll end up doing, that you'll keep?
Honestly, I think it's going to be more about connection. I think it's going to be less about social media. I think people are going to want an old-fashioned way of doing business. They're going to want to come into my new storefront and sit with me and talk to me. You know, they're not going to want to do a phone call or, you know, an email. You know, I think it's going to be more about community. It's going to be more about people coming together and more of an old-fashioned way of doing business. And I think that that's going to be our takeaway. And I think that's going to be pretty cool.
One other question that maybe this was asked before. I remember I grew up in the home furnishings textile business, and I spent 10 years in mostly drapery fabrics. And we had a studio in New York on 261 Fifth. And you know, you'd see style changes all the time that would happen, especially when different things happened. And, you know, after the 06 to 09, 10 period, everything went from med to contemporary. What do you see is going to happen from this? Does it get more like we're going to more of a simplistic time where people are focusing on family? Is some of that going to change?
Well, I think it's interesting you say that. We did talk about that earlier. I talked about like how color, I think, is becoming much more popular. If you look at all the big design magazines now and all the blogs and all my favorite people on Insta that I follow, color is really becoming the new white. You know, everybody wants that pop of color, that sort of more layering, more sort of texture, and more of that brightness and that excitement that color sort of brings to a home and an environment. And I do feel, because design has gotten so popular with HGTV and the DIY network, that there is not really one sense of style. People are willing and able to and craving different styles and different sensibilities. I mean, some of it is geographical. There's definitely a very California look. There's definitely a Floridian coastal look. There's definitely a Manhattan look. Overall, I think in the home building business, it seems that the homes that we're building are either like a Key West style home or a contemporary home. So I think that there's definitely always, especially in the last few years, people want simplicity. So over styling, lots of fabric, lots of, you know, lots of layering and all of that is kind of out and gone. So there is definitely a more simplistic sensibility and a less heavy vibe. So maybe you could say that's a more contemporary style.
Cool. All right.
Oh, here comes Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Jeff made it. He made it. The internet's
I'm
back.
so excited. Yes. It's Xfinity. You know, I called Xfinity, and then they said that there was they say that it's going to be fixed by a certain time in the neighborhood. And then right when I said that, I saw an Xfinity truck go right by.
You know why? They heard me during our virtual open house. I told them to get their butts over to your house to fix the internet connection.
Thank you. I wanted to be with Krista Home, and
they must have been watching, I guess.
So at least I got to see a little bit.
But I want to thank Krista for coming on today, and again, another local woman in our community, local business. They live here. Their kids go to school here. They shop here. They dine here. We need to support businesses like Kristas and all the businesses that we've been profiling. Local. That's the word, local. And so I want to thank you, Krista, for joining us. Suzanne, as always. Suzanne stepped in for you, Jeff. I needed a backup. I texted Suzanne. I said, "Can you do it?" She said, "I'll do it." Jeff,
her hair looks much better than mine.
Your hair don't look too bad.
It's all right.
She's a pro. She was so great, Suzanne. Thank you all so much. This was my honor. I'm going to see you at my opening at my new retail space. And I just love our relationship. And thank you so much for all you're doing for local companies. We see it. We see you. We're excited. We're so happy that you're doing that. And you're an inspiration. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so
much.
You know,
it's when people buy in an area, they're buying in the area because of they're not buying for a house first. They're buying because they like the community and everything the community has to offer. So it's we have this department already, so it's something that we could just we can do, and we like it, and it keeps us busy too.
Yeah, and you're all good at it. It's awesome. Rob, phenomenal, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that's it. And we're going to be back at 2:00 today with, you guys like gelato?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who
My,
doesn't?
my hips don't like gelato.
Maddie's Gelato Factory in Juno Beach. And Jeff, we may have a breaking news. Our 3:00, unfortunately, had to cancel. She's going to come back on next week. She's a charcuterie board, motherboard it's called. She had to cancel because she's just so overwhelmed with Mother's Day. So she's crazy overwhelmed, but she's going to join us next week. But we may have you've had it before?
I've had motherboard. Phenomenal.
So she was supposed to join us, but she's super
Yeah,
busy.
don't worry, you'll have her soon.
By the way, I did get a dinner. I got Dinners in Motion's Mother's Day in a box. It's delivering on Sunday.
No eggplant, though.
right, Brad?
No eggplant. That's correct. No eggplant. Eggplant's evil.
But at 3:00, we're trying to work out the details now. We may have the cruising tiki. Remember that cruising little tiki thing that goes in the water by the thing?
Yes.
They may join us live on the tiki. I'm hoping. I'm thinking.
Okay, that'll be fun.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna try. It's last minute. We're trying to shift things around.
Yeah. Do we have Friday happy hour booked yet?
Oh, that's a good thing you said that, Jeff. So let me.
We had a magician last week. We had the guy from Larry Johnson from the Temptations the week before.
Let me tell you the name really quick here. The name
I'm
of.
joining in for happy hour.
Yeah, happy hour is fun.
So
I
where
want
is
to
it?
watch some happy hour.
So last week we had a magician. This week we're going to have a local band. It's I don't know if they're husband and wife. I don't want to say that. Boyfriend, girlfriend. They may just be a woman and a man. And the name is the Leafy Greens.
The Leafy Greens.
Greens. They will be our
Well, that's what Krista knew about that. So that's why she's wearing leafy green.
Leafy Green.
See? Color.
So they will be on. They will be on Friday. But next up is Matty Gelato. He's actually calling me as we speak. So Chris Burke will join us for that one. But Krista, thank you so much. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Krista. So nice to meet you.
Love you guys.
And
Bye.
everyone, have a great afternoon.